Hello, gorgeous beings. This is another free clearing to release insecurity. So, on days when I am going to do a free clearing or days leading up to, I tend to notice some themes or patterns that come up in my client sessions, and it usually gives me an indication that this is what I need to work on. It's almost like there's just this spotlight on a specific issue, and client after client after client will seem to have the same issue coming up. And so insecurity was a really big one this past week. And I really want to clear this because it has some really interesting perspectives and some secondary benefits. So one of the things that really came through relative to this subject is that many of the clients I worked on were not actually running their own insecurity, meaning it was a pattern or a way of being that they picked up on from others. It could have been in childhood. For a few of the clients, it was more in their adolescent, teenage years that they learned that if they worked with insecurity, if they held on to insecurity, if they used insecurity as a part of their personality or their way of relating to others, then it tended to draw people in. That friends, relatives, but in the clients who were running this in terms of their adolescent years, what they saw was, wow, when I'm really insecure, when I'm really nervous, when I'm feeling uncertain about myself, I have certain friends that kind of rush to my aid and really help to pump me up and help me to feel better. So there became this secondary benefit of holding on to insecurity. So, wow, if I run this insecurity, then I can tell who really loves me by who comes to my rescue or who helps. Now, of course, this would have played out unconsciously. No one wakes up and says, I can't wait to feel insecure today. But it's there. It was there on some level of their being. And if insecurity, which we're defining as uncertainty or anxiety about yourself or a general lack of confidence, if this is an issue, let's dive in and see how this is set up in your being. And if there is a belief here that there's a secondary benefit, and we all have moments of insecurity, but sometimes there are patterns of insecurity that we just can't seem to shake. And as much evidence that we get in our day-to-day life that we are intelligent, that we're capable, that we're worthy, that we have integrity, where there are all of these signs that we are really in the flow, there's a block to accepting and allowing ourselves to be confident, to feel certain, to feel self-assured. So let's release the blocks to that as well. So we're going to start with a little prayer of intention. Just going to have you relax your body for a moment, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, release it whenever you're ready, and I'm going to do the same. So I would like to call upon and invoke or bring forth the very highest vibration of source energy, which is love, to step into this clearing. I'd like to ask that all of the beings who are working with us come forward with ease, that any negative or limiting themes, challenges, choices, or programs that need to be clear easily and effortlessly, that I remain neutral and clear. And so it is. So let's connect my high self committee, all of the beings who are working with me, to your high self committee, all of the beings who are working with you. And I want to know if I'm working with myself, listeners, high self, or both. Both. Does anyone have a block here to receiving or benefiting from this session, the modality, or from me? No. So how long will it take to apply the prep to work list to me, my high self listener, their high self? Let's apply it now. So what I'm hearing is that for many of you, you didn't really necessarily have a very great model for healthy self-esteem, what that really looks like. And there was a real fear of being perceived as arrogant or egotistical or stuck up. And so we want to release that, because that energy of arrogance or egotistical is really just another way of hiding insecurity. It's putting up this really strong false front, this mask to hide insecurity. So it's really not authentic confidence or certainty about oneself. So let's start there. What I want to know is, let's just get everybody aligned up. So what's the lowest level of consciousness for anyone on my high self? How long for my prep, my high self? Listeners prep their high self. Make sure the prep to work list has been applied. Getting a little bit ahead of myself. Now, what's the lowest level of consciousness for anyone on my high self committee? Everyone working with me. Where is my soul's consciousness or level of awareness on behalf of anyone listening? Lowest level of consciousness for anyone on listeners' high self committee. And where is their soul's consciousness or level of awareness? All the way up there. Where is my ego, listeners' ego? Do they have any openings, holes, rips, tears, discarnate, separates, entities, or attachments, any vortex or portal energies? Souls in the body, souls connected. Clear and remove them now. How many souls in the body, souls connected? How remaining? How many are left? How many are still there? Good. To what degree is anyone listening fully in their physical body and fully in life? So you're in your body, but you're not fully in your life. So what's knocking everyone out of being connected to their life? Energies of escapism, energies of helplessness, intolerance, abuse, energies of fear of change and frustration. Let's release it. Let's clear energies of negativity and energies of low self-esteem. Anything else for listeners being? To what degree in the physical body now? To what degree are you in your life over 100%? Any other blocks? Are there any other programs or energies of escapism that we need to release before we move forward? No. So let's look at where you've taken on insecurity as a way of being perceived as less threatening to others. So let's pull up any insecurity to be accepted by others. How many reasons or levels? Let's clear the infinites of reasons, the hundreds of reasons, and the tens of levels. If I'm insecure, then no one will feel threatened. People will feel calm around me. I will be accepted. So that's a survival mechanism. So let's clear all abuse of self, helplessness, and an energy of frustration. Because if you are naturally confident, or you are self-assured, it takes a lot of work to have to run this insecurity, be self-deprecating, make yourself smaller. Let's release that. Where else are there vows, contracts, oaths, agreements, or obligations to others to hold on to insecurity? Okay, so for some of you, this is about being able to have a stronger connection with your mother, running insecurity as a way of bonding with mother because mother had insecurity. So where do we go to release that? Let's go back here. Clear and release all heart vows. Clear subconscious clutter. Complete and release all vows, contracts, oaths, agreements, or obligations to run insecurity as a way to be close to mother. Let's release all vows of loneliness, humility, purity, and celibacy. Give everybody a boost. Where else are there vows, contracts, oaths, agreements, or obligations to run insecurity to be closer to mother? What about father? What about for friends, for coworkers? Let's release that. Where's there some kind of a habit, a pattern, or an addiction? An addiction to bonding with others through the energy of insecurity. So this is an inheritance program of insecurity from a past life. And this is a family with a group of people. Families bonding with a group through the program of insecurity. If we share our insecurity, if we share our fears, if we share complaining, if we share our complaints with others, they share their fears and insecurities and complaints with us, we'll be closer. So what we want to do is resolve this. So let's go ahead and clear the lifetimes, the programs, the energies, and remove the discord. What we want you to do is to be able to bond with people through positive expression, through laughter, for example, through joy, through creativity, through music, through mutual or shared purpose, through the energy of relaxation, happiness, love of life. So let's download this to everyone listening, all the levels of their being, all the cells of their body, all areas of life. And let's clear all blocks to receiving those positive aspects of other people. Let's give everybody a boost. Where else is there a block for anyone listening to security, to feeling certainty, to feeling confident? Let's release the program of possessiveness. This is possessiveness about your identity, how you've come to know yourself, your habits, your patterns. It's an imprint of an energy of possessiveness related to ego. Let's release it. Where would anyone listening see themselves as an insecure person? This is a fear program and an imprint of abuse of self from a past life. The energy that you're holding, meaning the unresolved emotional energy that you're holding, is panic about change, panic about changing your identity or how you see yourself, abuse of self, energies of social suicide, overwhelm, and judgment. So is this enough to clear it? Let's release it. So where else is there an energy here of accepting being insecure or running insecure or acting insecure in order to fit in with others? Yeah, thousands of reasons. Let's release it. Tens of reasons, hundreds of reasons, infinites of levels. Where else are there unspoken bonds related to insecurity? Clear it from below the incarnational pathways. Let's give a boost. What do we need to download to replace that? Let's download sanity, love, optimism, opulence, prosperity, self-control, enthusiasm toward self, enthusiasm toward life, enthusiasm about what makes you feel joyful and confident and exuberant. Let's clear blocks to clear thinking, clear blocks to wholeness, to happiness, and to listening to yourself, listening to your own intuition. So, whose insecurity is listener holding? So let's clear anything else remaining from mother. And let's release this through some different ages. So many of you actually took this on as an energy in the womb. So let's clear insecurity from the womb, insecurity through times of birth, moments of birth. Clear insecurity from 3 days old to 2 years old. What else? Clear insecurity at 4 years old through 8 years old. and clear insecurity from 10 years old to age 17. Any other insecurity? Any other blocks to confidence? Any other secondary benefits of insecurity? Where else is there a belief or perception that I need to hold insecurity so that I can tell who loves me by who comes to help or give me a pep talk or rescue me? It's a program of overwhelm that was originally established for you in a past life. So this is a mother superior, some kind of a spiritual or religious mother. Is there harm to this mother? Physical death, harm by a group. And so what's the unresolved emotional energy? So we're using this lifetime as a symbolism for experiences that you may have had. And it's just giving us an understanding of the dynamics that may have been in place. So it created helplessness, health abuse, an inability to trust others. So we're looking at this as experiences where you were persecuted by a group as an individual. It created a mistrust of others, and it created something in your being where you needed to have a way of testing who really cares, who really loves you, who's really invested in your friendship or your relationship, who can you rely on? And so utilizing, and this is all unconscious, utilizing insecurity as a way to test if someone really cares, if they're really devoted, if they really love you. So what is this actually creating for listener? Frustration, creates anxiety, creates helplessness. It keeps you stuck in the emotional energy of insecurity, which becomes a self-imposed prison. And what about how it affects the relationship? Creates energies of subservience, creates energies of hardship for both individuals, creates overwhelm, creates anxiety, creates sadness, and creates moodiness. So what I want to know is if this is enough to clear the lifetime, the program, the energy, the habits, and the patterns. Let's release it. Let's release everyone in your life from having to come to your rescue or come to your aid because you're running insecurity as a way of testing their love or their friendship. Let's change this dynamic. And let's go ahead and allow you to receive the love from others, to be able to see it, to be able to feel it. Let's release the blocks to trust, that you can be discerning about who to trust and when to trust and why to trust. And so let's go ahead and download receiving, what it feels like and how to receive friendship, to receive love, to receive support without blocking yourself from you giving you all of those gifts. That you can receive love and support and acceptance while you are loving and supporting and accepting yourself. That you don't have to collapse into insecurity. Any other energies here where there's a lack of confidence or uncertainty, that has uncertainty or anxiety about oneself that has become a habit or a pattern? Now, there are always moments, there are always situations where we are branching into something new. We're trying something new. And we might have some nervousness. We might have some anxiety. We're going into unknown territory. And so, of course, this is a great situation to authentically receive some help, some support, some votes of confidence, some perspectives from others. But what we're really looking at today is where this has just become a habit of being that is not who you are. It's not authentic to who you are. And it's something that you've picked up along the way through childhood, through adolescence, and it's really, you've just outgrown this. You've just outgrown this way of relating to yourself and relating to others. And it's safe for you to be confident. That being confident is not being arrogant. It's not being egotistical. It's actually being able to just be relaxed and allowing of who you are. Let's clear all blocks to the understanding that humankind is blameless, that humankind is pure spirit, that we are the healers of all, that there's no reality in the idea of a fall from grace, that there's really actually no judgment, and that there's no separation. Let's download everyone with unconditional love. I want to ask if there's anything else that listeners need to receive before I mop up for today. Yeah, let's download self-forgiveness. So if you have been running this pattern, or if you do see areas where you've held yourself in this insecurity loop, forgive yourself. It was something that served you. It helped you in the past, but you've outgrown it, and forgive yourself. Have some compassion for yourself. But as we shine the light of awareness on this, it's safe for you to let it go. Let's download everyone with courage, with the energy of fun, with vitality, with generosity towards self and others. And let's bring in the understanding that it is now safe for you to change. Let's clear all remaining blocks to self-esteem and patience. Good. So what's the accuracy, the completion, and the integration of this clearing? So I want to go ahead and apply the mop-up list. I want to clear any remaining patterns that could be looping for anyone and release them. I want to make sure that any discarnates or any types of remaining imprint energies from past life research are cleared and released with ease, and that everyone receives a healing and a blessing for their physical body, their energy bodies, and all minds. And so it is. Thank you so much for listening today and for receiving this clearing. I'm so excited to do these for you. I really love it. Take good care of yourself and have a beautiful week. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening today. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day. Bye for now.